One of the greatest debaters and speakers of all time is the great Dennis Prager. Here he is fighting one of the greatest anti-Semites, pro-genocidal, pro-ethnic cleansing against Israel debaters named Cenk Uygur. Let's watch Dennis do his magic against Cenk.
Why don't you let them go? Why can't they have their own state?
Because it'll be run by Hamas. Are you foolish?
Okay, so what? The right-wing, violent government of Israel kills Palestinians all the time. Okay. So you're saying, wait, no, but you're saying the Palestinians cannot govern themselves. Isn't that what you're saying as a fact?
You believe that there is moral equivalence between Israel and Hamas. That's all I needed to hear.
You're literally saying they're not equal. You're saying the Palestinians and the Israelis are not equal. We have to violently oppress them for the rest of their lives. How long is the occupation going to go? How long are you going to keep millions of Palestinians as prisoners because you think they're less than human?
Okay, Israel doesn't want to commit suicide because you sitting in America have it good. Okay.
Okay, so you're saying never, right? You're going to imprison Palestinians for the rest of time. Is that correct?
When the Palestinians disavow terror and stop trying to destroy Israel and don't announce that they want to destroy Israel, there will be peace.
Dennis, they have done that in the past. You said not good enough. But the current state of affairs is the absurdity of the Israelis saying, we will not allow you to have a state because you theoretically say that we cannot have a state when we already have one. But no, you're literally preventing them from having a state. So since you are preventing them, doesn't that make you a monster who doesn't believe in freedom? And that all of your empty talk about, how much you love freedom is total garbage because you don't think it applies to Palestinians.
You have a weird way of thinking.
Great answer.
Go ahead. Why can't the Palestinians have the same freedom that every other human being has?
If you allow me to speak, I'll tell you why it's weird. You believe there is a moral equivalence between Israel and Hamas. That is morally sick.
You are sick for not allowing Palestinians, millions of them, to be free. You don't believe in freedom, Dennis. You believe in oppression as long as it's on your side. Why can't they be free? Why can't Palestinians be free? Because they will choose a government you don't agree with? That is the definition of oppression.
Okay, there you go. Okay, the people heard my position. They heard yours.
Your position is, just to be clear, the Palestinians cannot be free. They are not equipped to handle freedom. Is that your position?
At this point, they would elect Hamas. When Israel did what you want and left Gaza, it ended up being run by the terror organization called Hamas.
So they would elect someone you don't agree with, and hence they are not allowed to have freedom. What a big advocate of freedom of speech you are, Dennis. Wow, a shining advocate for freedom who says, if you don't elect who I want, you will never be free and you'll be under our thumb and under occupation. You will never have your own country. That's literally what you're saying, Dennis.
No, it's not at all what I'm saying.
You're saying if you elect people I don't want, Hamas in this case, you're never allowed to be free. So who do you want him to elect? Dennis Prager as the head of the Palestinian government? Is that what you want? Then you allow them freedom? Would you even do that? You would never allow them. Why can't Palestinians be treated in the same exact way as every other human being?
Let me know when I can speak. Have we reached the point that I can speak? I will say the same thing again. Israel does not want to commit suicide by having Hamas and having Iran and having Hezbollah type people run the West Bank like they run Gaza. That is it.
People.
I have always been for two states. Most Israelis were for two states. There is almost no one left in Israel who agrees with you, including the Israeli left. You live in a make-believe world.
Why are they, Dennis? Why are they the type of people who can't govern themselves? What does that mean? What do you mean that they're the type of people who can't govern themselves?
They would elect vicious terrorists to kill Israelis. That's whom they would elect, and Israel is not for it.
Why would they be different than all other human beings? Why would they be
not different from all other human beings? Iran has that.
But you said that they cannot govern themselves, and they will elect vicious terrorists.
That's right. Unfortunately, because the worst of them are dominant, just like in Iran.
Just like Netanyahu and all the thousands that he murdered. Okay.
What he murdered?
Yeah, you do a war and you have a kill ratio of 1,000, sometimes 100 to 1, sometimes even more. And that kills thousands of Palestinians and go, oh golly gee, did I kill all of them? It was an accident. When the terrorists Arabs who can't govern themselves, who are vicious terrorists. They do it. That is terrorism. When the state of Israel does it, it is not terrorism. And we killed 100 times more, but it is not terrorism. We bomb in the middle of a crowded city and murder their civilians, but that is not terrorism because the state does it and people Dennis Prager likes does it. But the Arabs and the Palestinians are vicious terrorists by nature and can never govern themselves. Boy, advocate for freedom, Dennis. You're doing great.
Somebody should add up the amount of time I got to speak and you got to speak on this segment here. Your notion that kill ratio determines morality is really pathetic. We killed far more Germans than Germans killed Brits or Americans. Does that make America wrong in World War II? If kill ratio is your criterion, I'm curious, was America wrong?
No, Dennis, it depends.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, there's nobody like Dennis Prager, and Cenk Uygur is a thug, anti-Semitic, vile, screaming, uncouth thug that just clearly wants genocide against the Jewish people. Thank God we have people to defend us like Dennis Prager. He's the best in the world.